those of you standing in the back, there's about 12 seats in the front. If it's not on, is it? How do you turn it on? It's just not. Well, it was on, but it wasn't. Yeah. Oh, there, it's better. For those of you standing in the back, I don't think it's going to work. It's too loud. It's on. It's just. I don't think it's just too loud. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the June 23rd, 2022 Peninsula School District Board of Directors Business Meeting to order. Would you please stand and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any changes to the agenda? No, hearing none. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Jennifer, seconded by David to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried. The agenda is approved. Do we have any discussion on the consent agenda prior to the vote? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
I will move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been moved by Natalie, seconded by Chuck to approve the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. The consent agenda has been approved. This is a great meeting. We're 2 minutes into it, and we're already to celebrations. So That's my kind of meeting. Item 5.1, before the awards, we have some exciting announcements and such. Introduction of some new administrators. Superintendent Barr, would you like to start us out?
I would be delighted to. At this time, I'm looking for Dan DeZone. Dan, are you here? There you are in the back. Hi, Dan. Dan DeZone is our incoming Executive Director of Human Resources. So we'll have him come to the podium. And I would also like to introduce Ashley Murphy, our incoming Chief Finance and Operations Officer. All right. So welcome both of you, Dan and Ashley. And I'd like to present you to the board. And you want to say a couple things? You want to say a couple things? You can. Okay, that was a little awkward. So would you like to introduce your family if they're here, and just let us know where you're coming from just real briefly, and anything else the board wants to know.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm coming from Federal Way School District. Prior to that, I was at North Mason School District. I have most of my family here. My oldest, he's 17, he works. So, of course, we have to prioritize the job, right? But I have my husband, Sean, and he's the one in the center with the little baby. That's my youngest. He's, 11 weeks today. Yeah. And then I like to space them out. Why not have 4 kids within 17 years? And then my daughter, Audrey's 15, and who used to be my youngest, Jason, is 11. So that's us. Do you guys have any questions?
I would just say I was on the interview committee with you, and I was just very impressed and so delighted to have you in the school district.
Thank you. I'm extremely excited to get started. I've sort of been counting down the days. Not that maternity leave isn't wonderful, but I'm ready to get going again. So awesome. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you, Ashley.
Welcome.
And Dan DeZone.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. My name's Dan DeZone. I'm actually coming back. This is where I student taught 28 years ago. And so I'm excited to be here. I'm here with my family, my wife of 31 years of last Wednesday, Kim, she's in the back. That's my wife, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
It was 28 years ago that when I was student teaching, we also had a daughter, and her name's Marissa. And so she was born when I was student teaching, when I had my first job here at Gig Harbor High School. So Marissa is here also. With her husband, Stephen. And so thank you, Stephen, for being here, my son-in-law. My favorite, my only one, but he's my favorite. I also will share that today, and part of the reason why it's so exciting is my daughter lives here in Gig Harbor. And when you become a grandparent, you don't realize working in Mukilteo, it's kind of far away. You got to be with the grandkids, right? And so today is my granddaughter's birthday, who's yelling in the back. And so she's 1 today, and that's Reese in the back. So that's who.
Oh, yay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you both, and welcome.
Okay, next up, John Yellowlees.
Okay, good evening, Board of Directors and Superintendent Barr. I'm happy and privileged to announce 2 new staff members that will be joining the Peninsula School District for the 22-23 school year. First, we have Jana Rush. Jana, could you stand up, please? Come on up. So Jana is joining us as our new Special Education Director, and she joins us from Eatonville School District, where she has been since 1997, I believe, and she has worked as a special education teacher, a general education teacher. She's been an elementary principal, and for the past 8 years, she's been a middle school principal at Eatonville Middle School. So we're excited to welcome Jana. She brings a great deal of experience and expertise and a different perspective to our district, and we look forward to what she can bring to the table for our special education programming in the coming years. And Jana is married to Travis, and they have 2 children, Colton, who is 14, and Johanna, who is
7.
Okay, 7. Thank you. Yeah, so you're welcome to say a few words if you would like to.
I'm honored to be able to work here. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, so a warm welcome to Jana Rush. I'm going to pick this up, and we have one more. So Jamie Croft, could you come forward, please, Jamie? All right. Jamie's in the back. So Jamie will be our new EL coordinator. She will be joining us in that position for the 22-23 school year. And Jamie has actually been with us for the past year as an EL teacher in the district. And her background is she started teaching in Yakima School District several years ago as a teacher, and that's kind of where her passion for working with EL students and families began. And worked in Yakima, worked in Edmonds as a teacher before becoming an EL coach. And since that time has joined us in the Peninsula School District. And we look forward to her joining us in a new capacity in the fall or this summer as EL coordinator, and excited about the perspective she brings to the role and the furthering our EL programming throughout the district, preschool through 12th grade. So welcome, Jamie. Would you like to say a few words?
I'm here with Stuart, my husband, and my little 4-year-old Ezra. And thank you so much for having me.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, John. Welcome, Jana and Jamie. We're excited to work with you. And Dan Gregory, we could have you come up. Thank you.
So like John, I don't want to bend over the whole time, so I'll take this. Good evening, Superintendent Barr and Board, and thank you for the opportunity to share with you a new hire that we have at the middle school level. And I am very happy, almost as happy as Jerry is, but not quite, to introduce to you our new Key Peninsula Middle School Assistant Principal, Luke Grunberg. Luke, if you'll come up here. I'm going to read a little bit about what was shared about Luke by his, Luke, by the way, is a Gig Harbor High School graduate. I won't say the year because it makes me feel old when I do that, but I'll read a little bit about what some of his previous colleagues have shared about Luke. Luke consistently exhibited the characteristics of an effective leader in education. Skilled in curriculum and instruction, highly organized, and able to work successfully in collaborative groups and motivate others. Luke develops genuine relationships with staff, students, and families, and ensures that every student has their needs met, feels safe, valued, and respected every day. Luke's work exemplifies his professionalism, skill, and commitment to the profession. Mr. Grunberg is one of those rare individuals who makes those around him, including students, staff, and other administrators, better, based on the sharing of his knowledge as well as his infectious attitude and continued positivity. So we are very happy to have Luke join us, and I'm not going to try to guess on his children's. I know his wife because she works for us in the district, but I'm not going to try to guess on the children's names or ages. So Luke.
I'll share a little bit. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dan. So I want to say two things. It is neat kind of coming back full circle. I started out when we came out here when I was 10 and as a Goodman Roadrunner, and then became a Tide, and then did some student teaching when I was getting my master's. And so it does feel like a homecoming. My family, we're a public education crew. So my wife's a 7th grade math teacher at Harbor Ridge Middle School. I have a son, 11-year-old Mason, who's going to become a Harbor Ridge 6th grader next year, and then Brady, who's going to be at Pioneer Elementary. So we're, again, invested in this community, which is why I feel so honored and privileged to be back. And there's so many great relationships that I've built along the way with people in this community, people in this room who I respect and value so much. And so I'm really excited to be part of the team and serve KPMS and the greater community of Gig Harbor. So thank you.
Thanks, Luke. We're excited to have you back in the district. Next, item 5.2, the Ellen Fay Award. Amy Gordon is going to come forward and introduce this award. If you would, please.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Barr. I am excited to be here tonight to introduce two long-standing and highly regarded staff awards, the Marilee Squires and the Ellen Fay. So we are going to start tonight with the Ellen Fay Award recipients. So before I start with naming them, our first award is the Ellen Fay Award. She was a Peninsula School District employee who exemplified the dignity and warmth with which the honor is viewed. The award recognizes the valued contributions of employees to the overall district operations and that to the community. And this year we have 5 Ellen Fay Award recipients from across the district. And as I call your name, please come forward and join me over here. So, Brenda Abel. Come on up, Brenda Abel. Okay, great. So Brenda, I'm going to say a few words about you, so if you could just come over here. Thank you. Okay. So her nominator said a few things, and I will make this brief, but Brenda makes sure that staff, students, and families feel supported. She strives to keep order in the chaos of school by being flexible with staffing shortages, by coordinating a master schedule full of field trips, concerts, community events, etc. And she has a welcoming smile. Welcoming smile. There it is. That's right. On her face. Even when things are difficult and stressful. Students feel absolutely welcomed by her every time they come through the doors. And I have observed this myself when I come to this school and at your old school. Students just love you. She greets every student by name and treats all staff like true professionals. Congratulations, Brenda. So, okay. And to keep this moving tonight, I am going to introduce the next award winner, and that is Laura Learned, the bookkeeper at Kopachuk Middle School. There's Laura. There she is. The phrase above and beyond barely encompasses Laura's expanded role this year. With Kopachuk's remodel, it's important to have someone whose skill set is with inventory and coordination. There have been days when Laura has packed up books, cleared storage closets of curriculum materials, and inspired staff members to meet moving deadlines. In addition to helping with moving, her efficiency and accuracy assures that the district's funds are carefully and responsibly monitored. Congratulations, Laura. Our next award recipient. Our next award recipient is Debbie Michalkowski. Help me out here. I'm so sorry. Michalki. Office manager at Kopachuk. Good for you. I didn't practice your name. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, here's what someone had to say about you. You ready? Okay. Debbie is extraordinarily reliable, proactive, and efficient. During several shifts in our schedule from online to hybrid to fully in person, Debbie reacted efficiently with these changes. When the main office is running efficiently, it helps staff members operate in their world smoothly. Examples with payroll, substitutes, parent phone calls, and student assistance. Our staff trusts Debbie, which reduces their stress. A high-functioning office manager positively impacts not just a building, but the district office as well. Congratulations, Debbie. Our next award winner is Kate Schrock. Her nominator wrote, Kate is an ever-inspiring, innovative, and extremely caring teacher and colleague. She goes above and beyond the scope of duty and always puts the students first. She even has a lunch crew, former students, who have lunch with her once a week. She is always attending different trainings in order to become a better teacher. She even presents in some of her trainings. She continually brings in new and exciting lessons to her classroom, all with the hopes of reaching and educating students. Kate is the epitome of an excellent educator. Congratulations, Kate. And our final award recipient is Kristen Chu. Is she here today? I don't think so, but she is the special education teacher in the options class at Harbor Heights. So let me read a little bit about her. Kristen has taken on every new student this year, no matter what the complex needs were, and created a program where they would be successful. She is a great leader in her classroom and makes sure each staff member is heard during meetings. Thank you, and congratulations, Kristen. Okay, so our next award is the Mary Lee Squires Teamwork Award. So let me tell you a little bit about this award. This award exemplifies the spirit of Mary Lee Squires, a longtime Peninsula School District educator and Gig Harbor resident. Her genuine care for all and enthusiasm for life served as a positive example and inspiration to students, colleagues, and members of the community she loved. This year, we have 8 teams from across the district that will be recognized, of all sizes, I will add. You'll see. So as I name each team, please come forward and join me at the podium over here, and then, then we'll get your pictures. So we have some big teams and some small teams. So the first one is our DLI instructional team. So please come forward as I read your name. Ashley Stolhand, Chaya Venkatesh, Kelly Pruitt, Ashley Ortenzo, Mary Casely, Angela May, and Donna Squires. Come on up. Okay, I have a little bitty here for you lovely ladies. You're all ladies. Okay. The DLI instructional team always finds a way to get to yes. Students and staff are at the forefront of their work. As a team, they are grounded in values, collaborative, and push on one another to grow as instructional leaders. They rely on each other's individual expertise and experience in order to support high levels of instruction in a Tier 1 environment. As our needs as a district ebb and flow, the team shows flexibility, professionalism, and collaboration in order to prioritize student learning in the Peninsula School District. Congratulations, instructional team. Oh, Brooke, is that okay? There you go. Okay. And I forgot to mention, side note, Donna Squires. Sound familiar to the Mary Lee Squires daughter-in-law? Isn't that lovely? What an honor.
And she would just say, terrific.
No. That's great. After read the names. Okay. All right. So with these group awards, I'm going to need to read these names. There's a lot of them, and so we're going to ask you to hold your applause after I read the name of the team so I can read all their names as they come forward. So the next team is the Kopachuk Counseling Team, which is Rachel Gilchrist and Andrea Graff Miller. Are they here tonight? They're here. Excellent. Come on up. Great. And your nominator said, in my career, I have not witnessed 2 counselors that work as well as these 2 do with complementing qualities. They are collaborative. They have collaborated on being leaders with character strong, presenting SEL in classrooms, and facilitating small student groups. And this is just the beginning of their contributions. Their support with student issues includes gathering input from staff members, contacting families and finding resources. In the midst of all this stress, their sense of humor and kindness has remained intact. Students know that these two counselors will help them problem solve and will never give up on them. Thank you, Kopachuk Counseling Team. Congratulations. Our next team being recognized is the district's capital projects team. Patrick Gillespie, Vicki Smith, Karen Anderson, Jeff Green, Sam Rosendahl, Calvin Gassaway, Jesse Alberg. You don't have to talk. You have to talk. Usually you're talking. Come on up. All right. Okay, their nominator wrote, during that pandemic, 4 school projects from the bond passing in 2019 became 6 school projects with the addition of 2 middle school projects. This could not have been successful without this team. All projects have been completed under budget and on time, which is unheard of in school construction, especially during a global pandemic. I believe that to be true. This speaks volume to how close and careful this team works together. They have continued their heroic efforts during the most recent supply chain issues and school being in session during the middle school constructions. This team is making a huge difference for the middle school construction efficiency and timeline. Congratulations, Capital Projects team. Uh-oh. It's your...
Part of our team is our superintendent.
Okay.
She's been there with us the entire time. For a year. It's been a long year.
The next Merrily Squires Teamwork Award goes to the Global Virtual Academy team. John Rosie, Annie Schuster, Kay Wayne, Maria Hayes, Andrea Kurtz, Melissa Carter, Sherry Shoup, Tiffany Hawkins, Christina Roberts, Jessica Sampson, Ian Bernhoff, Annie Mullen, Delana Halliday, Evan Breeze, and Julie Riley. They here? Oh, good. They're all here. Great. Okay. The GVA team began working together in August of 2022. For this level of collaboration, student work, and team building to be so cohesive in just a few short months is a testament to the care and enthusiasm that this team has for students. Throughout this year, the team has highlighted the holistic wraparound support provided to students, bridging the gap for our most marginalized populations. Congratulations, GVA team. Our next team to receive this award is the District Health Team, including school nurses, LPNs, and health technicians. All right, here come the names. It's a big group. Okay. All right, here we go. Sherry Lauer, Catherine Seymour, Sue Kingsbury, Valley Vincent, Lynn Kilgore, Elizabeth Park, Lori Durin, Christy Harkson, Betty Kelly, Sue Walker, Tara Wiley, Willie, Amy Johnsena, Sally Johnsina, Sally Blowers, Cindy Collymore, Virginia Heiser, Robin Miller, Johanna Hopkins, Janine McCurry, Hannah Russell, Sarah, there's more, Santa Bassler, come on up, Vicki Wagner, ooh, I skipped a road, Chris Gerard, Jocelyn Hanson, Mickey Schulster, Dana Keller, Polly Shems, Sharon Keene, Stacy Olson, Melissa Downing, Kelly Welsh, Darcy Harsel. Did I miss anyone? You guys are awesome. Yay! Oh, and Miriam! Sheena Denny and Miriam Atchison. Look at this group. Wow. Do another row. That'll work. Okay. You guys get organized. I'm going to read. Although we all know what you've done. Okay. The health services team for the Peninsula School District has a goal of keeping students, staff, and families physically, emotionally, and mentally safe. They can assist students during the school day with healthcare needs and individualized plans, medications, treatments, first aid, immunizations, accessing community resources, and referrals to community providers, and comfort in a caring manner. Due to the pandemic, this team has taken on a lot of additional duties this year with a positive attitude and a team approach to continue to help our schools stay open and safe for everyone. We all thank you so much. Congratulations. Okay, the next team award goes to the Kopachuk Language Arts Social Studies team. Leilani Blackburn, Ashley Kate Johns, Dave Pierce, Hannah Hollett, Ashley Rolfe, Kayla Frank, Matt Hicks, and Shannon Wood. Come on forward, Kopachuk Language Arts team. Anybody here? Oh, no. They're not here. They're not here. I'm getting that they're not here. Well, I still want to say what's so great about them. One example of this team demonstrating enthusiasm and care for our students, school, and one another, although a tad goofy, is our collaboration this year in dressing as characters, emotions, from the movie Inside Out for Halloween. Doesn't that sound like fun? I want to be there for that. Not only did we had a fun time dressing up together, but students and colleagues seemed to really enjoy it as well. We have a lot of fun together and are constantly showing each other love and support when we get to collaborate as a whole team. Congratulations, Kopachuk Language Arts and Social Studies team. Got two more. The next team award goes to the office managers of the Peninsula School District. Please come forward, Pauline Johnson, Betty McCord, Ann Cook, Ro Chu, Brenda Abel, Michelle Hoosby, Barb Bellamy, Karen Ramirez, Lynn Taschel. You all sat together. Anna Martin, Kathy May, Carrie Trevette, Joy Colbert, Kathy Michelke. Michelke. I've got more here. Bunky Janovich, Sandy Fox, Karen Lindberg, and Sarah Miller. Is everyone here? Come on up. Ann Cook. And Ann Cook. And Ann Cook. I got you. Yep. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Peninsula School District office managers are thoughtful, careful, strategic, kind, and flexible. They are experts at managing a variety of issues like angry parent calls, substitute shortages, COVID-related problems with students and staff, transportation issues, and last-minute asks from staff. They are a resource for everyone in the building, including staff, students, and visitors, and they approach every day with professionalism and grace. Office managers are the unsung heroes of our district, and they are the glue that holds together each of our schools. Congratulations, office managers. Okay, our last and final Mary Lee Squires Teamwork Award for the 21-22 school year is the elementary music team. We have Andrew Burns, Alexander Kosis, Daniel Ailment, Ingrid Smith, Jeff Maggie, Jeremy Wilson, Julie Mandry, Lisa Mills, Laura Duncan, and Lynn Swanson. Elementary music teachers continue to do what's best for kids and to take care of each other. Half of our music team are either new teachers or are new to the district. Everyone has rallied to support each other. New teachers have asked great questions and have sought to understand and share input. Veteran teachers have taken the time to share knowledge, insight, and practical ways of educating our youngest students. Basically, this team is very giving in order to do what is best for kids. Congratulations, elementary music teachers. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to nominate people this year. We had a lot of nominations, and it's really been great to just get to see everyone who is being recognized and to honor our staff. These awards demonstrate this evening that the Peninsula School District is full of amazing individuals who care deeply about their work and the students we serve. So thank you again. And I think that's it.
Thank you, Amy. Congratulations, everybody. Our last staff award tonight is the Karen Flynn Award. And I'm going to read a paragraph about this because I don't want to miss anything. The Karen Flynn Award began in 2004 with Karen herself being the first recipient upon her retirement in recognition of her outstanding service to the students, staff, and patrons of the Peninsula School District. Karen served as the executive assistant to the superintendent and board for 5 years, and prior to that was the office manager for Gig Harbor High School. Karen was universally recognized as someone who consistently went above and beyond for the district. Her work and advocacy on behalf of the students was truly legendary and deserving of this namesake recognition. The award was established to honor her when she retired and to memorialize and perpetuate her remarkable spirit of giving. The Peninsula School Board continues to honor Karen Flynn and the essence of the award by annually recognizing someone in the district who, like Karen, quietly and continually goes above and beyond. Someone whose work we recognize as having a profound and positive impact on the lives of our students and our community as a whole. This is the only recognition that is solely nominated, selected, and awarded by the Peninsula School District Board of Directors. This year, the board has selected an individual whose work and commitment to their students is truly deserving of this honor and recognition. We are so proud to announce the winner of the 21-22 Karen Flynn Award by unanimous board vote is Wendy Christensen. Now, Danielle and John are going to come forward along with Wendy. We have Danielle O'Leary and John Yellowlees to say a few words about her nomination and about Wendy.
Okay, thank you. Good evening again. So it's my honor this evening to say a few words about Wendy Christensen. And I remember when I first started working in the district, I'd often hear Wendy's name mentioned. So for the first month or so until I met Wendy, I kept thinking, who is this Wendy and why do I keep hearing about her? And She was kind of held up as this gold standard of what a special education teacher could be, and upon meeting her, I understood immediately that she's just an amazing teacher. She gives her all every day, and equally as amazing a human being. So I will stick to my notes here. And Wendy, where is Wendy? Wendy's right there. Oh, Wendy, come on here. Come here. Wendy, we did a little research on you, so I hope I got some of these facts correct. Come here. Thank you. Congratulations. So Wendy teaches at the Peninsula High School Education, Training, and Transition Program, also known as ET&T. And she's been an educator for over 40 years and has taught at Peninsula High School since 2004. When thinking about how to best describe Wendy, the words that come to mind are compassionate, thoughtful, caring, creative, and tireless. Wendy is tireless in her efforts to provide the very best and most inclusive educational experiences for the students she serves at Peninsula High School. And in her time at Peninsula, Wendy has positively impacted the lives of countless students and families. Over the course of Wendy's career, she's been an advocate for inclusive and equitable practices for students with disabilities. She's beloved by her current and former students and families, by the certificated and classified staff with whom she works at Peninsula, and by the broader Peninsula community. Throughout her career, Wendy's devoted countless hours and days beyond her time in the classroom, on evenings, weekends, summers, to ensure access and opportunities for students with disabilities and special needs to participate in extracurricular sports, activities, clubs, athletics, and she's been instrumental in her advocacy and support of the Unified Sports Program at Peninsula High School over the past 2 to 3 years. Wendy and her colleagues who teach in our district level programs were the first, as we all know, to be back in classrooms in September of 2020, and even before then, Wendy was thinking of ways to provide summer programming for students in the summer of 2020 and found a way to advocate for in-person learning way before anyone else was doing that, and she left many of us at the district office scrambling to figure out COVID protocols before the Department of Health had even thought of such a thing or provided guidance. On a personal note, what I appreciate most about Wendy is her fierce advocacy and passion for inclusion. She truly goes above and beyond every single day in the service of her students, and I cannot say enough about her dedication, hard work, and tenacity, I think is a good word to describe Wendy. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Danielle O'Leary, Assistant Principal at Peninsula High School, to share a few words and I believe a video.
All right, hello. Thank you, John. I love myself some Wendy. Wendy, like I said, is a fabulous teacher. I probably talk to her more than any other teacher in my building because, as you know, programs like these are complex. Our students are complex, but it's the highlight of my day and week. And when we were all closed and we only had our ET&T friends in the classroom in the school, they were the light. They were the people. Our teachers were the people that were there and gave us that thing to keep going, right? And when we talked about how to get Wendy here tonight, David was like, "Let's get her to present." She's like a fake, and I was like, "No, because she's going to spend 6 hours at night preparing for this moment, and she did not need that stress." And so when I think of Wendy, I think about life-changing. She's life-changing. She's a catalyst. She's amazing for students and for staff and families. And this year, one tiny example of this is we had a student that competed in multiple sports, and this student needed a one-on-one, and we had a hard time finding a one-on-one para to stay till 6 o'clock in the rain running on the track. And what Wendy did is she just stepped up and did it. Right? Not a lot of teachers would do that. She shouldn't have done it, but she did, because that's Wendy's character. And so to kind of round off this award, we did make a little video, thanks to our leadership students, of your students and your staff talking about what they love about you. So we love you, Wendy.
What's your name?
Timothy.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
This one has helped me get my art into the art studio in Gig Harbor, and thank you, Miss Wendy.
What's your name?
My name's Allie.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
My favorite thing about Miss Wendy is she's really helpful and teaches a lot of fun things to make with her friends.
What's your name?
Mark.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
She gave me a whole pinata filled with candy.
That's great. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Justin Wright.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy, Justin?
My favorite thing about Miss Wendy is she takes the time to still help people even in this hard time we have.
That's very nice. Thank you, Justin. Hey, Zach, what's your name?
My name's Zach.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
My favorite thing about Miss Wendy is that she's real nice and kind to me.
Excellent. Thank you, Zach. What's your name? Chris. And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
She's loving, kind, funny, and fun to hang out with.
Thank you, Chris. What's your name?
My name's Doreen.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
I like Miss Wendy for a lot of reasons. She's a good teacher, she's very helpful to all of us, and she's just been put here to do great things with her students. And we'll miss her.
Thank you, Miss Doreen. What's your name?
My name's Andrea.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
I love the love and compassion she has for each and every one of her students, and how she treats not only her students like that, but her staff as well, like family, and opens her arms welcoming to everybody.
Thank you. And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
Well, Miss Wendy has been a very good mentor to me. She's taught me so much. She's really opened up my passion for teaching, and it just made me want to stay at THS and love what I do with our ETT students.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Mary Mead.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
Well, I like Wendy because she has an answer and a response and idea for just about everything. I've known her for over 30 years. Tim taught with her, and she's been a great mentor, great teacher.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Is that?
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Judy Tuck.
And what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
My favorite thing about Miss Wendy, she taught me how to work a good 12-hour day. No, actually, she taught me what inclusion is all about. So I am a better person for it, and she also is my yin to my yang. She can finish my sentences. We can co-teach like no other. She has a giant heart. She is an example of love in all different forms. So thank you, Wendy. You've been amazing. I'm so lucky I got to work with you.
Spiel.
We're gonna read this.
Okay. Go ahead, Allie.
Hi, what's your name?
Erin Anderton.
Okay, what's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
My favorite thing about Miss Wendy, she's been our fearless ET&T leader for many years, and one of her many strengths is her ability to see the strengths in her support staff and her students, and instilling a growth mindset. Her skills as a teacher and a mentor are truly inspiring. I miss her.
Thank you so much.
And then
Hi, what's your name?
Lonnie Johnson.
Oh, nice to meet you. What's your favorite thing about Miss Wendy?
Miss Wendy is amazing. She's like my home here. Like Erin said, she's awesome. She just teaches us everything. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. I'm going to miss her terribly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wendy, do you want to say anything, or? Otherwise, we might have some. Otherwise, we might have some comments for you.
It's been my pleasure, and I feel blessed to have done a job that I love, and I get to continue doing it. Really, it is my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me see. Hold on. Don't go away. Hold on. Let me see if the board has any comments for you or questions. Real quick. Are we done?
Do I stand right here?
You just sit right here.
And we'll talk about you for a minute, though.
No. Did you want to say anything?
Are we going to say anything? Okay, wanted to say thank you. And I think, and we heard it best in the video, we're all better because of your example. And so excited to give this award to you. I think you're most deserving, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your smiles. I appreciate how much you love being involved and seeing what we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I was just saying, my 9 years on the board, I would have to say the ET&T and CTP. It's just so amazing. You know, I talked to the parents after those ceremonies, and you do change their lives. It's an amazing, and thank you so much for everything you've done. Yeah.
Thank you
Well
for your
deserved.
partnership.
Yeah.
We should get a picture with you.
No, that's okay. No. You never know.
Now we are going to take a very short break to eat some cake and celebrate our award recipients.
Sorry.
Are we not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Cake break, 5
In the
minutes.
hallway. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
It's going to be a very quick break, 5 minutes.
Quick cake.
Should we holler out the window? Everyone's leaving. More for those who
We're going to resume at 6:56, please.
It has a thing and it moves better. Oh, is it better now? Way better. Okay. Yeah, mine is better too. I don't know. The back of the chair. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't get gavel. Thank you for not gaveling me. Tanya.
All right, we're back in session here with item 6, comments from the community. Board recognizes the value of public comment on issues related to district business. In order to permit fair and orderly expression of such comment, the board provides time for public comment during each regular board meeting, board business meeting. Speakers will be given up to 3 minutes or less, depending on the number of registered speakers. We'll be displaying a countdown timer so that speakers will be aware of their time. As a matter of practice, the board will not respond to comments or engage in dialogue during the meeting. Most issues require that the board review all available information before making a statement. The president may request the superintendent delegate the response to the appropriate PSD staff member, and we appreciate your understanding and cooperation. Board Policy 1430 states in part, the president may exercise discretion to interrupt or terminate an individual's statement when it's too lengthy, personally directed, abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. I will call the first speaker's name and the next up speaker. So if the next up person could just stand slightly to the side of the current speaker. And then when I call you forward and take the podium, please state your name, your first and last name for the record. So yes. And also just as a note, item 5.5 that was on the agenda, presentation from high schools, that was not, that was just a ruse to get Wendy here. So there was no presentation from the high school. So to be clear on anyone watching online or what. So our first speaker is Garth Jackson tonight, followed by George Young.
Well, good evening, members of the board. I maybe just follow along suit to point out that I did my student teaching here too 22 years ago. I did an earlier presentation at a previous meeting, and I won't go over it, but just to say the whole point that I was trying to make was that public schools are a monopoly, and because of that, they are inherently less effective and less efficient than they could be. So what I wanted to cover tonight is what can we do about it? I think the first thing that has to happen is an acceptance, both personally as board members and as a policy action of the boards, that the traditional structure of public schools is old and inefficient and is not the best model that we could follow in the current atmosphere that we're in. I think they need to accept the idea that the priority should be the education of our students and not public education. They're not necessarily the same thing. But students have to take the lead in this. I think they need to accept the idea that competition is inherently beneficial to education. It'll make your schools better, and it makes the competing schools better as well. It's something that needs to be embraced and looked at and looked forward to and planned for rather than fought. Competition produces better learning environment. It makes it better for the students, and it makes it better for the teachers. I know I've spent a lot of time in both public and private schools teaching, and I know the atmosphere that can make teaching rewarding is more available when you're having to be better and compete and do what you can to make things the best. The schools need to, this district, all of the schools need to embrace competition as a philosophy. They need to accept the fact that parents want it, and the public does. Polls show that over 50% of Americans want funding to follow the students, and it's almost 75% of the parents of students want the funding to follow their students. It is coming. It's not something that can be avoided. You need to plan for it. You need to be a voice for it. And you need to be a voice in Olympia. You need to be a voice in the district. You need to be a voice in the industry. And the steps you can take now have to do with like supporting charter schools or semi-autonomous schools within the district. Just imagine a Henderson Bay established for STEM, for arts, for trades, and other disciplines. Whether you think it or not, I mean, Gig Harbor's thought of kind of being milquetoast, but we have a huge diversity here. And it's not of race and it's not of skin color, but it's a diversity of hearts and minds and attitudes and abilities. And the school district needs to do what it can to embrace that diversity, to plan for it. And when someone comes along that finds a niche that you haven't filled, you need to plow the path for them so that they can help benefit those students where you can't. That's just all I have to say.
Thank you, Garth. George Young, followed by Marcy Cummings Coho, please.
Good evening, Madam President. George Young. I've been eagerly awaiting the reveal of your 5-year strategic plan. As constructive criticism, I have to say that I'm extremely disappointed. What you've presented is a mission or a value statement without any vision for the long-term needs of the district. Mission statements describe why you exist. Value statements describe what you believe in and how you behave. What's lacking is your vision statement and goal for long-term goals and the need of the district. A strategic plan should clearly communicate what the district wants to achieve and how it plans to get there. Don't get me wrong, what you've presented is a great first step of a strategic plan and great aspirational ideals. However, no place do I see any goals or long-term plans. Your job as the directors is to develop a plan from the 50,000-foot level where the district needs to be in the next 5 to 10 years, and then take the steps that allow the district to achieve that vision. During the March board meeting, Patrick Gillespie, still here, Patrick, gave an update to his capital projects for the 4 new elementary schools and 2 middle school remodels. The board rightfully gave him much deserved praise. Patrick then made a very simple statement to the board that jumped out at me. He praised and gave appreciation to the 2013 board that made the decision to purchase the land to prepare for that future growth of the district. That board had a vision for the future needs, and it's paid dividends. The last time you updated your priority list for the capital budget was 2014, almost a decade ago. The district did tackle some of those items. The list is not complete, and new requirements continue to emerge. It's past time to renew that list and set priorities. As one example, I know we can all agree that the need to replace the Peninsula High School, that building has lived way past its life expectancy. She has served us very well, but it's a deep money pit. Replacement costs will be of roughly $100 million. Our current inflation rate is 8%. Now, I don't see that letting up any. Every month, construction cost will increase $600,000. It's probably going to take a couple years to get a plan in place and start. That's $16 million that you're costing the district by not acting. Tell us how this fits into your fiscal responsibility part of your strategic plan. Please complete your assignment and produce a vision statement and action plan for our district. I've said it before, organizations either grow or decline. There is no pause button. Thank you.
Thank you. Marcy Cummings Coho, followed by Tia Weniger.
I'm here because Carol is in California, FYI. Good afternoon, Peninsula School District Board members, Superintendent Barr, and community that's here tonight. I'm Marcy Cummings Coho, teacher here at Swiftwater, and also the head bargainer, or lead bargainer, for the Peninsula Education Association. And I'm speaking on behalf of PEA bargaining team and our entire membership. We want to thank you for the approval of the CBA today. It represents 2 years of research and over 3 months of negotiations between the district and PEA. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the process and how we came to this contract that was put before you tonight. Together, PEA and the district leadership worked together to create a fair and reasonable contract for the next 3 years. We appreciate the collaborative nature of the bargaining process. The union went into bargaining with a long list of requests. 70% of our members completed a survey and participated in 20 different listening sessions. We collected data and those sessions which reflected all the stakeholder groups of our members. District leadership met with us with open minds and listened to our members' requests. We appreciate that our district leaders worked alongside of us, listening to the feedback, and were thoughtful during the negotiation process. This contract reflects a commitment from both PEA and the district leaders to improve the working conditions and standards for our certificated members. With this contract, PEA members see the potential for growth and look forward to finding new ways to continue to collaborate and move forward in the district. Although we are pleased with the negotiated agreement that was supported by over 96% of our members voting to ratify it, collectively, we still have work to do with our legislatures to fully fund public education, including special education and further class size reduction, student mental health, and regionalization, factors that will help keep PSD funding in line with the high cost of living. We want to close with our appreciation to the district bargaining team for all the collaborative approach, as well as the listening to our team and members when they spoke up. We're very proud of the work that we have done, restructuring our building leadership teams, the BLT, to increase stakeholder representation, include the lens of equity, diversity, and inclusion in decision-making, and prioritizing staff and student well-being. Although we are tired and ready for the summer gear, we are excited to engage in the work supporting our strategic plan where it matters the most in our classrooms and with our students. Thank you very much. And I have no more puppies.
Thank you. All right, Tia, followed by Aaron McAllister.
Thank you, Board, for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Tia Weniger, and I am here to speak on behalf of Doors for Discovery. My family moved here a whopping 3.5 weeks ago from California, and in the past 18 years of being an educator before moving here, I'd never been into a school that was an open concept school. The Discovery administration and teachers and staff have been more than welcoming and loving towards my children coming into their school, and I'm very grateful for that. I wanted to just bring up that I have 3 small children, 1 6-year-old in kindergarten and 2 8-year-olds that are in 2nd grade. Daily, my children now have to come home and have a quiet room to decompress and to get over the overstimulation that they have every day in their school. I want to share one event that happened, and I'm assuming that since we've only been here 3.5 weeks, that this is not an only one-time occurrence, and things like this happen all the time. This was expressed to me by my 8-year-old child. She got in the car after a very difficult day at school, and she broke down crying and really just couldn't even get herself out of the car when we got home. When she expressed to me what had happened, a child in a neighboring classroom had a very difficult time that day, and they were yelling, crying, and disturbing not only their classroom, but all the surrounding classrooms for that day. Their classroom had to take an additional recess to make sure that they could reset, and I believe that not very much learning happened that day while they were in school. She was emotionally exhausted from her day and spent much of that evening in her room in solitude so that she could just decompress from that day. We have only been here for 3.5 weeks, and I'm assuming that this one occurrence happened one day, but it has happened more than just that one day, and this was one I was sharing with you. I have great concern with having 3 young children in the school and how they can operate daily with outside distractions coming into their classroom. How can we ask teachers to support and instruct and keep the attention of our children if they are fighting the outside noises? And how can we ask children to pay attention when they are having to filter out distractions coming into their rooms? Thank you.
Thank you. Aaron?
Hi. Erin McAllister, parent. I spoke last time. I've got a trifecta this coming year, super exciting. Gig Harbor High, Goodman, Discovery, yay. Looking forward to that. The last time I also spoke about Doors for Discovery. Sorry, I'm here to talk about that too. There's been a lot of challenges these last few years, the overcrowding, a little pandemic, nothing big, right? Nothing, you guys knew that was all coming up, right? That pandemic we got to deal with. I'm happy that's on the downhill, and look at the beautiful new skills. Like, this is amazing. Like, yay, overcrowding, Discovery's 309, I think, or something. It's awesome, it's awesome. But look at those pretty doors over there. I noticed none of the new buildings were built with the open concept. So I think we all agree, and I've heard it at the forum at Discovery, that the open concept is terrible from a learning environment. I mean, I think it's just established fact at this point. So I don't really want to get into that. I don't want to get into, you know, how it's not ideal from a security standpoint. And if you look at the official procedures for a full lockdown, Discovery can't even do that because, you know, we're supposed to hide behind closed, locked doors, which we don't have. So I think we all know this needs fixed. It's a problem. And if I need to come and get a bunch of parents to explain it more, I can. But I think we all know it's a problem. It needs fixed. It's just not a good learning environment. I did look at the strategic plan and I noticed there was a big learning environment. Great, yes. And the words on it were awesome. And I hope that means that you guys are going to look at one huge learning environment issue, which is at one of the OG schools, Discovery, which I love. I love Discovery. It's an amazing school, but it's a little time for it to get some love. It is the only school in the district without doors, without classroom doors. And when you say it out loud, it almost sounds ridiculous. Like, there's not a classroom door. If you haven't walked through it, come on down. I will like buzz and say, can we come in and take a look at the school? Come on, we'll give you a tour. It's awesome, and the teachers and staff are amazing, but they deserve an equitable learning environment with every other school in this district, because it's just not right now. I'm in there a lot right now. I don't know why, but it was volunteering, yay. And so it is everything that you hear us saying, and we're not over exaggerating, I can assure you. So I'm just here to remind you today really that this needs fixed, and the parents want it fixed. There's a lot of energy behind it. It's summer, so, you know, maybe not 200 showed up, but there's a lot of energy behind it. We'll help however we need. It's a problem with the solution, but we need your help. Like, what do you need from us? What can you do to help support fixing this problem? So I just am here to say, let's continue the discussion. The weather's nice, but it's still a problem. So let's see what we can do. What can we do to fix this issue? So basically, I'm here to plead for Discovery to keep the attention going. I'm heard we have attention, but I don't know what that means, because I haven't actually heard anything back as a parent. Like, I haven't heard, do you guys, what's happening? Is anything happening? Is nothing happening? Are you going to say nothing's going to happen? Are we going to fix this? What's the plan? We haven't heard anything since this was brought up, so I'm not sure what attention means, but maybe we could have the discussion and hear some kind of feedback as parents, what's going on, so that we can relay that to our parents. Here's what's happening. Awesome. That's all I have.
Thanks, Erin. All right, no district reports tonight. Number 8.1 on the agenda, the strategic plan, second reading and adoption. Do we have any discussion on the adoption prior to the vote?
We normally do that after we have a motion to approve it.
Oh, okay.
We can do it before. I just want to say we've been working on the strategic plan since October, and been very thoughtful. We were into the strategic plan discussion for a couple months, and then we had a new board member come in and gave us some new additional great suggestions to the strategic plan. And then after that, we said to put the strategic plan out to the community and the staff and the kids and the parents and everyone else. And it's I believe it's a great piece. I was on the board when we did the last strategic plan. It was definitely well overdue, and I think that the fact that this time we involved all those stakeholders was very important. And with the thought exchange that we got, I think it's a very, very good first step. And as we all know, we are still working on putting the action steps behind the various comments that are in there now. One of the things we did previously in 2013 and 14 was to put actionable steps year over year so that we knew where we were going to be in 5 years. We haven't got those finished yet, but those are coming, and we wanted to make sure we started the school year with something in place so that our staff and our students and teachers could get behind. And from what I've heard, it's been well received. and I'm really happy with the work this board did and everyone in the community and the staff have done. And I know previously, a couple years ago, I think some members of this board were on the board when we did discuss the need for future facilities and a new high school. I know when Art was here, we talked about if we replaced Peninsula High School, where would we relocate a field? Because, you know, the field might have to be torn down and stuff like that. I do know that the cost, from my conversations with Patrick, is the cost of a new high school would be closer to $240 million, not $100 million, and that's a lot of money to ask our community. So it's something that we would need to put a lot of thought behind and get a big community effort to get something like that passed. But I'm very proud of this board and Superintendent Barr and members of the staff and the community for all their efforts on the strategic plan. Thank you.
Yes.
Just real quick. I kind of echo what David was talking about, the appreciation to the board, to Superintendent Barr, and then really to the, I don't know the acronym, but of the the instructional leaders who have really kind of helped flesh out the goals and the objectives. And I think, especially now that it's summer and things just sort of seem like they're, you know, everybody's moving off, to know that there is still quite a bit of work that is coming this summer, because for me, what is going to be really I love what we have produced, but where I'm really anxious is to get where the rubber meets the road, if you will, and how these objectives, what those actionable milestones are going to be, where they're going to be spaced out over the next 5 years, and then really how I'm hopeful that, very similar to how when we went out to the community with the thought exchange, and I really appreciate this board's willingness to take on a lot of the feedback and really incorporate that, because that's not necessarily common a lot of times. And so I think, thank you all for, you know, listening to what I had to say as the new kid, and it really meant a lot to know that everyone was listening. And when we get those metrics, as we kind of roll these out to our staff, to our students, to our community partners, where each of those people fits into achieving those objectives, I think is really important. And I think probably the ones that I'm the most anxious about are our community members, our taxpayers, and where those partnerships we can really start to build. Because like David said, you know, the ongoing support of our community, of our voters, of our taxpayers to enable to take our district to the next level, to continue to improve our learning environments and our facilities, that's where it happens. So I'm excited for the work to continue over the summer, even if it's not, you know, first and foremost in everybody's mind. I know that it is on this team, so.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve item 8.1, the strategic plan? All right, it's been moved by David. Do we have a second? Seconded by Chuck. To approve 8.1, strategic plan. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Item 8.1, strategic plan has been approved.
Yay, we have a strategic plan.
Thanks again, everybody, for all of your work on that, and to the community for all of the feedback. We did incorporate several changes and suggestions. So, number 9, we have no new business tonight, so on to the superintendent's report.
I thought so too, I guess not. She thought the same thing. Roll call vote. No roll call vote for that.
So I want to thank the board for accepting the strategic plan. Our staff is deep in their work plans, and those of them that are sitting out there know that they're building out their work plans. We are establishing metrics. There are metrics that are being established that we have to build out the data dashboard. And the work plans must be aligned to the strategic plan. So we were waiting for that so that now we can formalize that. So thank you for that. I did want to follow up, though. I had been asked to have a report back to you. Lori Glover and myself had a meeting with multiple officials at Discovery. And so I'd like to call Patrick Gillespie up to give you a report as to what has happened since.
Patrick, you get to talk after all.
I was trying not to. So Creston asked me to kind of give a little bit of an update on discovery and the conversation around doors. So kind of a little bit of chronological, kind of where we started is that there was a conversation around, where we're at with doors. So we started working on a proposal from an architect firm to come in and kind of look at what it would take to do that, kind of start that process. We have got a proposal from them that we're looking to move forward. We had a community meeting with Discovery where we had parents, we had staff, we had the police chief, fire department, a lot of people there. It was a good conversation around that subject. I did a site walk with principal within a day or two after that, kind of looked at not only doors, but a few other things. We, walked with our consultants today, right before this meeting, kind of started looking at some of those things around the HVAC, the fire systems, all of those things. And I kind of missed one piece in there. After the community meeting, we talked to the city of Gig Harbor, where we had the mayor, we had the building officials, a lot of people there, and we talked about what that might take, what it could look like, and kind of gave them a heads up so that as we move forward through the process of investigating what it would take, that they'd be partners with us on that. So that was within a few days after that public meeting. Sorry, kind of missed the chronological order. I was trying so hard. Kind of next step pieces of it. Once we've kind of identified what issues we may have or what we need to do to add doors, we'll work with designs. We'll kind of meet with the school principal, kind of go over what that might look like. We'll get some cost estimates on it, and then we will be looking for. We'll have more conversations around. Is that a cost that we can afford? So I know that there's conversations around that, and I believe Creston. I don't want to jump too far, but I know Creston's been. Superintendent Barr has been talking to people about potential funding. So we're working on that piece. Of course, after we do that, we'd go out for permits. We'd have to bid the project. It's going to be at a cost where we would have to go out to a bid. Once we bid, procurement of materials is going to be an issue. Based on our middle school projects, we're looking at some of our doors on those projects are 8 to 10 months out is from the time we ordered them. Those time frames are getting worse as time goes on. And so we don't know how long it'll take. We won't know that till we actually get somebody on board and actually start to procure those materials. So that's one of the things. If we keep moving down that road and we go forward, we'd work with the school on timing, because it's, we're clearly not going to be able to do that before the end of summer. And school starting, timeline, we could pull off a lot of things, but just the timing just doesn't work to do it that fast. So we'd have to look for opportunities if we want to do it earlier than next summer and how that might look. So those are all things that we've been looking at. We haven't really had any absolutes yet on it, but we're definitely pretty far into it at this point, talking to all the right people and trying to figure out what the right way to do this and how to move forward. And I think one of the important pieces about this is doing it right, not doing it fast. And we want to make sure we do it right so it gets done properly for the long term and not have to go back and make corrections because we just went too fast. So we're trying to do it right, but we are working as fast as we can, and we've got all the right people in place at the moment to move forward.
Patrick, can you talk about some of the mitigation efforts that you did right away after the meeting?
Yes, I mean, we talked with the school. They were concerned about some bushes and stuff out front, and we literally just sent a crew over, took care of them the next day. It was on our summer schedule, but due to everything going on, we just felt it was important just to get that done. we'll probably be doing a little bit more with that as well. There's a few other things I don't know that Delana would, again, when it comes to safety, we're always a little cautious. There's a few other things what Delana has done that we're probably going to keep a little bit, but to make it better and keep it secure in the buildings. So we've definitely taken a few steps, a few small ones, but we're working towards, the door conversation and
I just want to thank Mayor Markley and her team for being great partners. They said that they would be willing to write a letter of support. So we are going to beat down every organization and ability for us to be able to find funding, because it's not going to be a cheap effort, nor should it be. And so please know that we will be looking for opportunities for organizations to partner, grant opportunities, and also lobbying efforts legislatively, potentially. So it looks like in the national budget there may be some safety and security budgeted items coming forward. So I will update you as we hear. But Patrick, I want to thank you and your team for moving forward. I had not also seen an open door school for quite some time, since I went to one back in Benbrook, Texas. And so we are looking at every avenue. So I want to thank you for moving on that and listening, and for a learning environment as well as safety efforts. So thank you for that.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yes, and it's the end of a very long year, and I know that our families, it has been quite a year. So I want to thank the board. It has been a wonderful year. I am so pleased to be your superintendent. And I just want to congratulate all of our graduates. So we had graduation, and we're done with that. And our graduates were so excited. That was pretty much all weekend, and then Father's Day. So, and then for all of our retirees, we had a wonderful event this year. We hope that if anyone's retiring in the next year, they know how wonderful an event it was this year. So be planning for it next year. And there was cake and all kinds of wonderful things. I want to welcome our new staff and say that we're so excited. And last but certainly not least, I want to just congratulate all of our families for hanging in there with us this very difficult year. We started with masks and we're ending with huge celebrations. So have a wonderful summer, and we look forward to implementing our strategic plan and all of the hard work that comes, but we are gonna take a little break. So we hope that everybody has a wonderful July. Thank you.
No, we don't have questions. We just, you can sign up at the start to speak, the folks that were, yeah.
But you can always email if you have something. Just
Yeah.
please send us an email.
Feel free to email you on the board. Thank you.
All right, board discussion and comments. Anybody want to start?
I can go. Oh, Natalie, you go first.
I will. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for a wonderful year, and have a fantastic summer.
Wow is all I can say to that. Thank you, Natalie. Anybody else?
I just say, piggyback off what Creston said, it's been a great year, and this time of the year is one of my favorite times of the year as a school board member, because we got to do the CTP graduation, the ET&T, and the Henderson Bay, and the Peninsula High School, and the Gig Harbor, and they're all so uniquely different and so rewarding to attend all those graduations. And then Creston and I know the board attending moving on days, elementary school moving on days as they go to middle school, and the middle schools moving on, and it's just so exciting to see our kids as they transition, and listening to the speeches at the high school graduations about the overcoming the adversity and their resilience, and it's just been wonderful. Like I said, to start the way we did and finish on such a high note, I'm just so excited. So thank you.
Graduation is just so inspiring. I can't think of how many times I was wiping my eyes and seeing the stories. It's fantastic. So it is a great time of year. And it is a good year to be where we are. So happy to be with our you all, some smiling faces. When we strap on. It feels surreal, all the things that we have accomplished. Where we are today, where we started. Have a great summer.
Ditto all of that. It was fantastic. First time I've gotten to participate in these graduation ceremonies, and the only other time I think my face has felt that way from continuous smiling was probably at my wedding, and it was completely sincere. I mean, to feel the energy of the students coming up and to have the honor of being able to present that diploma and shake their hand was truly an honor. So. Yeah, and now it's summer.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Graduations were incredible. I think I went to 4 of them, and there were several, but it was, we have some incredibly talented kids, and that was a highlight, just to see all the things they can do and perform. And I think the thing that stood out to me was that the classes, as you saw them, getting their diplomas and sitting out there, because this has been quite a ride, as everybody knows, and they just were jubilant and resilient, and they just looked like every other class to graduate. They just were thriving, and we are really proud of them, and parents everywhere who, we all went through this together, and staff. But I do want to say, after all the things we all have gone to this in the last few weeks, celebrations and such, I think the most hilarious thing I was a part of was Superintendent Barr and I were invited to the color run at Discovery Elementary, and we got these t-shirts and put them on and ran in circles on the field. It was like essentially field day, but they were throwing powdered chalk of different colors at stations. But to make it extra exciting, it was pouring down rain. And so this chalk was just sticking in your wet hair and on our faces, and it was just, and the kids loved it, and it was awesome. And then we finished the event, and then we realized we had to go to Henderson Bay High School graduation right then, with like green in our hair and all, So that was a great highlight. So thanks everybody. It's been an amazing year, and it's a pleasure as always to work with the board and with Superintendent Barr and with Tanya, and we wish everyone a great summer. And with that, we are adjourned at 7:32.